Welcome to this year's Royal Academy Summer Exhibition, the 244th, which promises to be not bigger, but certainly better than ever before. There's lots going on in the capital this summer. We've already celebrated the Queen's Jubilee, and the Olympics will soon be kicking off. But first, here's a sample of what we've got in store for you tonight. I descend into the Royal Academy's vaults to select the artists I think will make it into the final show. Now, here's a ritual that I love to perform each year. It's the bit where I get to descend deep into the vaults of the Royal Academy, where all of the Ds are stored, to make my selection of works that I think stand a particularly good chance of making it into the summer exhibition. So here they all are. This is the chosen few, over 1,000 works that have already met with the initial approval of the selection committee. And now it's my turn to play God. The game is, I'm going to try to second-guess the judges and see if amongst this lot I can pick out a few candidates that I think really deserve to make it over that final hurdle. To help me make my selection, the Royal Academy has loaned me 2 of their expert art handlers. Look at this. We've got to have this in. This is quite impressive. Is this a straight photograph?
It says so, yeah.
So what's going on here?
C-print.
Digital C-print. Do you think that's been manipulated?
Yeah, it's entitled Choices.
And I suppose you're meant to imagine the many different routes you could drive across this, what looks like a sort of desert landscape. But it feels lunar, doesn't it? This feels like the tracks left behind by Armstrong and the rest of the brigade who went up to the moon. I think that's quite impressive. So let's take this. I think that's a final. My second choice is by photographer Scott Mead.
From the age of 12, 13, something like that, I was fascinated by photography. My grandfather was a press photographer and journalist. Occasionally took me along to photo shoots, and around the age of 13 gave me an old press camera. But as I moved into my mid and late 20s, I parked that artistic side of myself, and for the next 17 or 18 years I lived a 24/7 life in finance. For whatever reasons, and I still can't tell you exactly why, 3 years ago I decided I'd go up to the attic and take a look at the 10 or so large boxes of prints, negatives, all sorts of paraphernalia that were up there. The experience, I have to say, was truly overwhelming. I just felt a surge of intensity, passion. I felt like somebody who'd been asleep for 25 or 30 years, a sort of modern Rip Van Winkle. One of the ones I found was the negative, which was Choices. And what this is about is the process, the journey, the choices that we all consider, think about, and ultimately have to make in life. I always had a promise that I was going to make a major change before the age of 50, back to those years in my 20s when I'd been living an artistic life. And that, in many ways, has been the greatest reward of all.
I'm delighted to inform you that your Choices has been selected and hung in the exhibition. That feels great. Really good.
So good.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thanks.
So it's better news for Scott. Scott has no trouble spotting his work.
Definitely see it.
Now I think, well, how do you feel? I mean,
I think it is really nicely displayed and hung, because the whole idea of this work is to draw you in. So to have it at this level is just right.
well, the level's key. I feel, Scott, I have to say, I feel this is a premium piece of real estate that you've got here.
I'm thrilled.
If I look in here, does it tell me how much you're selling this for?
It's selling for £7,500.
Sorry, how much?
£7,500. I give 100% of whatever I sell to Great Ormond Street Hospital,
Oh, fantastic.
where one of my children was cured of a life-threatening illness as a baby many years ago.
Well, bloody hope it sells then.
Fingers crossed.